I had gotten the truck in August.
Yes, the Grand
The
Cherokee
Jeep.
Altitude.
Yeah, so I have the Jeep and I do love it. I kind of did rush into it. I've always had white trucks, last couple of years. So I was looking to get into something else. A friend of mine is looking to take my lease over. I'll text you some other options of vehicles I'm interested in. Maybe you could help me with that.
I guess the first thing you're gonna have to find out, right, out of the box is lease takeovers. Lease takeovers, it's not something you can like just say, oh, hey, Jimmy, just call the bank and now it's yours. Like it's usually
Right.
you have to get an approval process through the bank that you have. Call them and ask them what is their lease swap, basically lease assumption steps. There's so much complexity to it because when the person takes over your lease, they're also responsible for any damage or problems with the car. So that's why a lot of
Okay.
people will not do that because you put the wrong oil in it and the engine blew in 2 months. That's their problem now. It has happened to other people. So it's not something that's simple. Before even investing your time into looking at what else you want, I would just make sure that you can get out of your lease with your friend because it is an approval process.
Right.
That's step one because it is not easy to get somebody to take over your car typically.
Okay, because one of my friends told me that there's a site that their cousin uses. It's like Lease
Swap a
Swap or
lease.
something. Swap Lease.
Yep.
Yeah.
Swap a lease is basically just like putting your car on eBay. It's a listing service to list your car. Before doing that, I would contact your bank because remember, that's a third party company. If they tell you,
Okay.
like, yeah, list your car, they're not
Mhm.
responsible to making sure the lease can actually be swapped. The only person
I
who could
see.
tell you that you can get out of your lease would be the bank that you're leasing through. So I would speak to them.
Okay.
One, they confirm you can. And two,
Um,
you have somebody who's ready to take over your car. That's when I would say would be the best time to kind of like start looking because the last thing you want to do is like fall in love with a new car and then realize you can't even get into it if you wanted to. You know what I mean?
it's such a process, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not as simple as just like, hey, take my car and pay 459. It could cost somebody 5 grand to take over your car.
I see.
So you
Okay.
have to ask the bank itself, what are your steps? You have to educate yourself beforehand.
All right. So that's my game plan. I contact them first.
Step one, yep.
I guess it's a process.
It certainly is. So
Yeah.
before getting too emotionally invested into it, ask them for their
Okay.
lease assumption. Every bank has different fees to do it. I don't want to
Okay.
mislead you. I'd say 10 people I've talked to about swapping a lease, I've only heard of like one or two people actually successfully doing it. Hopefully I'm wrong and you find out that it's super easy. Once you have that figured out, then I'm ready to go for you on this end.
Right. Okay. All right. Cool. And then what do I say exactly?
Like I have a personal friend who wants to take over my lease and you
Uh-huh.
go from there.
Okay. All right. Cool. Thanks again, and I'll definitely keep in touch.
Just text me,
All
all
right.
right?
All right. Great. Thanks so much.
No worries. Bye.